Rechargeable lithium-ion home batteries have had a massive impact on how we store and use energy. It is a relatively new technology that can help to create more sustainable and zero-energy buildings by storing solar energy for use in modern-day homes. The batteries not only minimise reliance on the energy grid, but also reduce the use of carbon fuels and their subsequent impacts on the environment. The lithium-ion battery is a relatively new innovation within battery technology and has only been discovered within the last 50 years. So where did the invention of the battery begin? The first use of the word battery was by Benjamin Franklin in 1749, which he described as a set of capacitors he wired in series to produce a higher voltage. But the term battery today can be used to describe just a single power cell. The first real battery wasn't created until 1800, when Alessandro Volta created the voltaic pile, which consisted of copper and zinc discs stacked on top of each other, separated by a cloth that was dipped in salt water. It was the first source of reliable, continuous electricity, and this was considered to be the first definitive battery. However, it wasn't until the 1970s when the lithium battery was first introduced and proposed by M. Stanley Whittingham. The battery would be rechargeable and would use titanium sulfide and lithium metal as electrodes. However, the battery was impractical as it was expensive and also gave off toxic compounds. The development of the lithium battery continued over several years, and in 1980, John Goodenough and Koichi Mizushima invented a rechargeable lithium cell with a 4-volt range using lithium cobalt oxide as the positive electrode and lithium metal as the negative electrode. This discovery was a major breakthrough and the start of the lithium battery becoming viable commercially. To further develop the lithium battery, Akira Yoshino in 1985 utilized carbonaceous material where lithium ions could be inserted as one electrode and lithium cobalt oxide as the other. This greatly improved the safety of the battery and enabled the lithium-ion battery to be produced at an industrial scale. The first commercial release of the rechargeable lithium-ion battery was in 1991 by Sony, and from this moment, lithium batteries have been improving ever since. They are used to power a number of different technologies, such as electronics, vehicles, and recently becoming popular as storage systems within residential and commercial buildings. Rechargeable home batteries are an innovative technology that is reducing the carbon footprint of homes and cities. There are a number of rechargeable home batteries on the market, and mostly all work in a similar way. However, the Tesla Powerwall will be used as an example, as it is the market-leading home battery to date. The Tesla Powerwall is a lithium-ion powered battery that works in tandem with solar panels to store their unused energy, as opposed to feeding it back into the grid. Unlike most solar-powered energy sources, which are direct usage, meaning it can only be used during the day, the battery can store excess solar energy that is usually wasted and use it during peak times at night. So how does the battery work? The Powerwall is made up of two main components, a battery pack and an inverter. The solar panels generate energy from the sun, which is then passed through the Powerwall where the inverter converts the solar energy, DC, into AC energy, which is used to power a home. Any more excess energy from the solar panels or from the grid that is not used is able to be stored within the battery to be used at peak times. The battery can also be used even without the need of solar panels, and it can still save you money and reduce carbon emissions. How? It will charge itself with the energy from the grid during the day when the energy is cheaper, and discharge it during the night when the rate is higher. There are two modes that the Powerwall can be set to: self-powered mode and time-based control. Self-powered mode is the standard mode which discharges power to the home at night. Time-based control utilizes an energy forecast to optimize the operation of the battery. The battery learns the patterns of the home's energy use and seasonal solar production to maximize the value of energy, and will prioritize charging during low-cost times and discharge during high-cost times. Home batteries perform best in tropical climates and areas where sunlight is at a maximum, perfect for countries like Australia. The increasingly popular home batteries are highly effective technologies to improve the sustainability of a home by reducing its carbon footprint. The batteries improve the reliability of renewable energy by providing solutions to key problems. They can power homes and buildings through renewable energy and help to reduce the amount of carbon emissions and also electricity that is sourced from the grid. For a building to become a zero-energy building, it requires an energy storage system. This is where these rechargeable home batteries become vital. They are changing the way buildings are being powered, and they can be implemented on a number of scales, from powering a family home up to the scale of powering a whole city and state. In South Australia, Tesla has built a 100 megawatt lithium-ion battery facility next to the Hornsdale wind farm and connected it to South Australia's AC transmission grid. Instead of solar energy, the batteries are powered by wind energy. During times of high wind output but low energy demand, the surplus energy can be stored in the batteries in a similar process to how the home battery works. If there is a low wind output day, or if there is a generator failure, then stored energy from the battery can be dispersed into the grid to meet the energy demand. The transition of homes and cities from non-renewable energy such as coal and moving to sustainable renewable energy is beginning to be possible through the use of the innovative lithium-ion battery. This is just one example of how lithium-ion batteries are being utilised to store and use renewable energy to create more sustainable homes, buildings and cities. Rechargeable home batteries are constantly changing and being improved. Over the past few years, rechargeable lithium-ion batteries have become more affordable and energy density has greatly improved. From the first lithium battery that was released in 1991, the energy density per kilogram has more than doubled. Along with this, the price for these batteries has dropped massively, with a battery today costing under a third of the price per kilowatt than that of a battery from 1991. This is the improvement in less than 30 years, and new improvements are still being made today. For example, Tesla's Powerwall is only in its first generation of production, meaning that the technology is only going to get better. Along with the improvements to the amount of energy that these can store, the size of these batteries is also being developed. Researchers are developing 3D lithium-ion battery structures, which include expanded metal collectors. This is helping to increase the battery's density and making them smaller and more compact to reduce the amount of space that they use. Developments within battery technology are a slow process, as it is challenging to commercialize new battery designs due to the chemical processes and with how safe the battery is. However, any improvements to the capacity, energy output, power, and reductions in cost of these batteries increase the viability and usability of them within more and more buildings. The lithium-ion home battery is an innovative technology that is improving the sustainability of buildings and cities around the world. It has changed the way we think about powering buildings. Technology will only continue to improve the capacity and energy output of these batteries and help in creating a sustainable future for our homes, buildings, and cities.